Hello, welcome to Win Some Lose More. My name is Dieter Loosemore, and it's been a while, but we're back for another year of the Win Some Lose More Too Loose top 50. We're still sticking at 50. 100 was just too much. Um, I think I checked 11 new games this year.
Well, I think I've got 17.
Jeepers creepers.
No,
Um,
which means there's some serious casualties.
I'm gonna tell you now that you'll be very pleased of a casualty. Let's see if I can find it very quickly. At number 54 is Century
Okay.
Eastern Wonders.
Well, that's yeah. I mean, it is a casualty.
For my list, it is. For
Yeah,
you,
yeah, that's fair.
travesty. Um,
Yes.
I,
Do you want to talk about why there might be so many new games?
I always want to talk about games. Tell me why there are new ones.
Well, I think some of it, and we've talked about this in previous years, is the fact that when you use PubMeeple, as we both have, to
Yes.
sort of compare contrast, and if you're not aware, that's a program, an internet site where you can say, "Do you like this game or this game?" And then, okay, but do you like this one or this one? And slowly, it sort of creates a ranking for you because so much of that is sort of gut reaction, and you can be like, "Yeah, I want to play that. That looks fun." Actually sometimes you get things you're like, why is that so high? And what happened to that? And then sometimes it's like because then once it's gone through once, it then goes through again. So it's like, would you like this one or this one? Well, actually, well, I like that one a bit better. But then you've got all those ones behind it that you thought, but I also really like them. So there's some interesting vagaries. And I have to confess, I have tweaked a little compared to what PubMeeple gave me.
Yeah,
And there's some that I'm just like, I think that it sort of biases new a little bit.
it does.
So
Yeah.
there's some of that.
Similarly, I tweaked a little because some stuff I was just like, no, that's just wrong. I made
Mm.
one comparison different, as you say. It then asks you, what about the one in the comparison versus all the others, and this one versus all the others? And you're like, I actually like this one better, even though in those two I said this. There was a bit of a mess, but I
Yeah.
didn't go too far because, like in my 20s, when we get there, there's a couple of games I look at. I love them a lot and I really like them. I'm going, I don't think I would put them here, but it's where
Yeah.
they've shaken out. And I probably, when we get to it and I talk about it, like I have in previous years, go, oh yeah, it should be here. So
Yeah,
we'll
yeah, yeah,
see
yeah.
how that goes.
And I found that as I go up the list, there's more consistency.
Yeah,
And
top
actually probably
20 games, clear.
yeah, but also some returning favorites for some interesting reasons. And just one that I was just like, this is bizarre that it's this high, but I can't think of a better game to put ahead of it.
Sure.
So we'll come to it. We'll come to it.
Yeah. And play, as always, has affected this
As
massively.
always.
Some things I have played, therefore have shot up.
Yep.
Things I haven't played in a year or two have slipped
Yes.
down. So we've got all sorts of shenanigans going on. But
And as ever, my kids are getting older and are playing more complex, but certainly more family weight games.
yeah,
So in a way, my disc is sort of swinging a little bit lighter again, because
sure.
it's what have I played and what do I enjoy playing, which isn't necessarily a heavy, crunchy Euros or you know, yeah, massively party games or what have you. So yeah, as ever, play has an impact.
Sure. Well then let's see what excitements are in store. What's let's get on. What's your number 50?
My number 50 is the very first tweak on the list because, this I looked and I was like, wow, this is number 51, and I can't believe it. You would want it to be out. It's the Eastern Wonders, if you like. You would want it to be out of the list entirely. It is a former number one for me, so I can't quite let it go. Bonanza nearly didn't make the list. Number 50, the bean trading game. I played this the other night with my son. He's 6 years old and he likes the two-player mode where there's no trading. But my kids also like the trading version of it. And I just think it's a great trading game. And, when people say to me, oh, I like Catan, I've tried that. And I go, okay, maybe not my favorite, but is it the trading you like? Because I've got a really good trading game. It's designed by Rosenberg. The man's a genius. The art is dated, but I think has now come back in vogue. It's Bonanza and it's been there forever. And maybe this is the lowest it's ever been. Maybe it should disappear, but I couldn't quite do it. So I skipped out. In fact, I binned for Northwood.
Sure.
Um, and that is now my number 51 because it's just like I don't know, yeah, which I really like as well, but I don't know if it comes on to the list.
Yeah, it's almost hideous enough that it's retro now. With things like Magical Athlete going with that
Mhm.
almost
Yes, absolutely.
80s cartoon style, the not Bagpuss, rhubarb and custard kind of look.
Yes, yes, yes.
Um, I think every year I've tweaked my bottom number, just because there's you do the list and it's like 52, 53, and you go, it, it should be in
One,
the
one.
list. Even if the others are better, like 51 is Underwater City, is a Great Western Trail, like great games that I just haven't played now in 5 years or so.
Mhm.
Number 50 is something I've played 8 times this year, specifically. This is Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle. Um,
Wow.
yeah, it's just made it in. We've played through the story completely. It's definitely one that I would play again, but I'd want to play kind of five onwards. So each chapter, each story, each book, in fact, of the game is each of the books. Makes sense. And it's a deck builder. You go through, you get new stuff, get new cards, get new villains. Now, it's 50 because as much as I thoroughly enjoyed the play of it, um, there was just one time trying to do one where everything that came out just made it impossible. There was nothing we could have
Yeah.
done. We didn't play badly. It just, the particular powers of the villains went together such that we could not
Mhm.
get started and we were bulldozed. And we then shuffled it up again, played it again, and we walked it. And so it's just got that. For the sake of accessibility, it sacrifices some robustness. Um,
Mhm.
which keeps it down, but a very enjoyable experience, certainly.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, this is. I was looking back at the first one we did of these, which was top 100, and that was in there for me, but in the 70s. So this is definitely the highest it's ever been between the two of us.
Sure.
And I think I remember that I went on too long and you sort of edited it out in between. So I'm going to see if you do the same for yourself, but there we go. My number 49 is new to the list. It is the first of a few Reiner Knizia auction games. This I don't own, but I think you do.
I
It's
would
High
wait.
Society.
Oh, fine. Sure. Carry on.
Yeah? No, no, it's not that one. It's the other one.
No,
High
no.
Society,
Yeah, sure.
which is a brilliant. I think QE did this similarly later, sort of almost bid what you want. And QE has fallen out of my list. So there you go, it's dropped down to 55. You can't quite bid whatever you want, like you could do in QE, but it does have the penalizing mechanic that at the end of the game, if you spent too much, you are the immediate loser. But the other thing that it does that QE doesn't is it gives you discrete numbers. So you've got a one, a two, and a five, and so you're like, oh, I want to bid 20. But if you spend your 20, then you can't spend that again. But if you spend it in smaller digits, you can't spend them again. And Knizia is a genius and he knows how to do auctions.
Yes.
They'll come up again. But High Society is glorious, isn't it?
Um, I will chime in later. Number 49 for me, I'll be very quick on. It's been on the list every year. I think we've done this. It was 48 last year. So given that there are 11 new games, it's doing well. Sushi
Yes.
Go, Brackets Party, the classic pick and pass drafting, very cute, accessible. I've taught it to new people, bought them a copy. They've taught it to their kids. Like it just always goes well. It's a lot of fun. We've talked about it loads, but yeah, Sushi Go still, it's just very good. I know it falls out of my mind to play it, but it's something I can just sit down to at any time and it still be fun.
Yeah. Number 60 for me. Very reasonable, just really good, fun game.
Yeah.
My number 48 is back in the 50, having dropped out last year. Um, for no apparent reason except that I was like, I haven't played that in a while, and I'd quite like to, and I sold my copy, but it's to my friend, so I could do so again. Raiders of the North Sea, which
Yeah.
is a great game. It's a great
Yeah.
game. It's a worker placement, and for a while, Garfield had the absolute monopoly on. Hey, let's take a Garfield being the publisher. Let's take a worker placement mechanic and then just sort of twist it a little bit. And in this one, you place and pull a worker and do two actions, and you can upgrade the workers. And then I really like the expansions; they're all really, really good. And it's about Vikings going on raids And it's just a really solid game, great art, great components, small box, which is always a big win for me as well when you're thinking about shelf space. But yes, didn't last in my collection, but still a fantastic game. Raiders North Sea number 48.
Yes, it's at 90 on mine, but that's just lack of play since you taught it
Yeah.
to me, really, but really introduced the okay, you're tired of not of standard worker placement. Here's an interesting take. And as you say, Garfield then did that again and again and again and consistently
Mm-hmm.
well. My 48, I had played by the time we did the list last year, but not enough for me to feel confident putting it on the list. So it is new. This is a game you will never play. This is a game called Evenfall, about covens of witches, but it's not about that in the slightest. It's a card game with a board, but the art is beautiful. You have to, yeah, it's weird one in that it does integrate the theme. You have to get places of power to then put magics on to then use your witches and elders to do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But at its heart, it's a crunchy little engine builder to trigger things. When you get cards, they go in a certain place, and only once you've almost fulfilled the Morse contract fulfillment, then they go to somewhere else. They lose one of their powers, but they get another one, and now they will score at the end of the game. So it's this double engine builder really of do I want the fancy actions and eventually when do I pull them down so that they're no longer as powerful, but now they will benefit me at the end of the game kind of thing. A bit of a Dominion arc, but I've played it two or three more times this in the last 12 months now. It's just consistently crunchy goodness in that medium kind of level, but that's where my brain sits for these kinds of combos and things. Just a lot of fun, and the asymmetrical player powers always goes down well. And I've tried them all, and they're all fun, and they feel balanced. So good for me, Evenfall.
Mm. 47 was one that turned up in my children's stocking last year, and is kind of the opposite in that it's very gentle, uh, yeah, very easy. Sea salt and paper.
You wait, guy.
All right, all
My
right.
47 is half as good as it used to be. For the last 2 years, it was number 23. It is now number 47, so less than half as good. This is Fantasy Realms, very compulsive card game, just building up a combo in your hand of the most generic fantasy pretend nonsense you've ever seen in your life, but the actual pick up, put one down, pick up, put one down, use the cards to
Mm,
create these big combos and things. Is a lot of fun for me. Fantasy Realms, just the basic one for me. We tried the Marvel one with you. I got it. I liked it. I liked the changes, but just basic is my favorite.
yeah, I prefer the Marvel one. 69 now for me, so pretty good, pretty good. All right, number 46, I'm not very happy with. This was definitely one where I was like, when I put it together, I was like, I can't believe this has made the 50. Not least because I haven't even played the full game of it. So this, and there's a clue in the room. This is Santa's Workshop second edition, which I think is one of those where it turned up on the pub meeple, and I went, "Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing that game because it's a solid, unremarkable, decent worker placement game." And by the way, I have played one side of it because it comes with two sides. It comes with family, very easy, or like still family, but slightly more tricky on the other side, which basically has an economy element to it. It has a coal economy that you have to spend to get what you need. Whereas the rest of the time, it's just basic worker placement, get wood, get material, get metal, and then get contract fulfillment effectively. It's like a very toned down Lords of Waterdeep or something. Um, it, and the kids really enjoy it, and it's really well produced. And I'm really pleased to see that the Kickstarter that was supposed to fulfill a couple of years ago is now finally being fulfilled. So I don't feel so bad telling everyone that I own the game because everyone hated me for a while because I was one of the few who did. But I was like, I just don't know that actually this deserves to be here. So I then, when I was putting this together, I suddenly realized that I missed out somehow. I don't know. Last year's number 27, which was the White Castle, which is a De Vere game, dice drafting, really good game that I think probably deserves to be here. So if you'd like to put like number 46, Santa's Workshop second edition with a score out, and then put in instead the White Castle is probably a more deserving place.
Sure.
But I am looking forward to playing Santa's Workshop again. We haven't started it again this year, but it's a solid game if you like Christmas stuff. If not, the White Castle's much better.
I similarly completed my list, did all of How's Everything Changed, look back at last list and realize I've completely missed out Quest for El Dorado, so that won't be in the list. It probably should
Oh,
be.
that's a big miss.
It probably
That's
should
a
be, but
big
it's
miss.
it's not, and I'll stick to that. Our
Yeah.
first crossover has come already. My number 46 is the first of a Rana Knizia auction system. It's High Society. Same as
Oh,
you, brand new to the list, small little thing. I take it now to quite a few places. Just when I go, we've got 10 minutes. It has a similar feel to other things I like, but I'm still relatively new to enjoying auction games. I've tried them bidding elements within bigger games like the big Game of Thrones board game that has some bidding elements, that
mm.
kind of stuff that just never quite worked. What I love that you alluded to but didn't quite mention is when you increase your bid, you can't make change. You can't.
No,
So yes,
no.
those fixed numbers, not only do you spend them and you've lost them, there's no change that way, but if
Mm.
you've gone up by one and I've only got a 15 in my hand, I have to
You
increase
got
the
to
bid
spend
by
that.
15.
Yeah.
Or I just take all my cards back and let you have that thing and just a lot of fun.
All right, my number 45 was 34 last year, disappeared off the list entirely the year before. And I'm amazed actually at how much staying power it's got. It's been on the list since we started. It was number 27 originally. Imperial Settlers, which is by far and away my favorite of all the sort of Portal games. Same sort of game, Alien Artifacts. I've not played 51st State. Certainly, the second Imperial Settlers. I just really like the composition of the deck management that they do. What this is, it's an asymmetric game. You can play as Egyptians or Romans or whatever, and you're building up a tableau of, a world,
Hmm.
buildings and what have you. But the thing I really like about this game is that it has a universal deck everyone uses, and there are some things you can only build if someone else has knocked down your stuff and you start from a ruin. I mean, if you had a ruin card, you could do it. And it's just I liked it more than any of the follow-ups that it did because of that sort of interconnectivity we talk about in some games that just is sometimes just such magic that I'm like, I kind of want you to do something bad to me. I kind of want you to annoy me because I can do well off it. I can restart my civilization if you like. So it's old production now. It's definitely old art. I never liked the art particularly, but I played this maybe even this year with a friend, and I was like, it's just really solid and definitely my favorite tableau builder of the Portal games.
Cool. Our second crossover of the
Oh my
list.
word.
You can finally talk about it now. Was 59 for me last year, so it's come into the list. Number 45 now, Sea Salt and Paper.
Yeah, it. I'm amazed that it sort of drifted up for you. It's so subtle. It's
It,
so
yeah,
nothing. Just pick up a card, maybe play some cards. Okay, oh, maybe I stole a card from you, but there's not a lot to it. Oh, yeah, you could try and shoot the moon with the mermaids. The art's beautiful. The art's gorgeous. Everyone sees it and goes, yeah, I'd like to play that. And it's little more than Uno rules, but just some sort of magic. Gentle, easy, delightful, take it to Costa magic. Like my daughter loves, like we go for a coffee date and she's like, did you bring sea salt and paper? I'm like, yes, I did. That will love letter. She'd want to play just while we're out and about. Gorgeous, gorgeous little game. Got the extra salt expansion. I really don't think it needed it. There's some bits I'd happy to keep in there, and some bits I thought it just kind of overkill.
yes,
I'm
I
not in a
really
rush to get
like.
the extra paper.
No,
Pepper.
I really like the if you need to top up a collection set, this does that addition.
Yes.
But the
Yes.
lobsters I find confusing. You can affect this, but only if they've got the
Yes.
it's a bit
Yes.
fiddly that one.
It's it's
But
it's a step too far, isn't it? Yeah.
just that touch. And again, same to you, same as you. I think its charm is that it's a pocket game. That
Mm,
you can just sit down to it with two people,
yeah.
up to four people. It feel breezy. It doesn't really matter. Um, there's a tiny, tiny crunch of the Kathala kind of, um,
Yes. Yes.
you know. getting lots of different things or lots of one thing? Like, what do you want to go
Mhm,
for? Do you
mhm.
want to get the sets to get the powers in the moment, or do you just want to build up your colors just so that if somebody else triggers it, that's fine. You're still going to score your
Yeah.
thing. The choice between do I stop it now and score extra points, but give everybody
Mhm.
else a chance to beat me and lose loads, or just play out a normal round. So you can play it friendly, you can play it slightly mean, but
Yeah.
it's just got charm to it.
Charm
Charm.
in spades. Number 44 for me is a Phil Walker Harding game. Another De Vere game as it goes. And this is Phil Walker to Harding doing what he does best, which is drafting. We've talked about Sushi Go, that's one of his games. But this is a table draft and works best at four players. This is Cities. And Cities is a game where I think it was nominated for the Spiel or Kenner Spiel last year or something like that. It's it's kind of fine, but it's kind of lovely at the same time. It's kind of charming. You can either draft, you're building a little city and you have a 2 by 2 tile. You can draft more tiles to make a bigger tile, and there's a sizing limit like King Domino or Earth or something like that. Or you can draft buildings that can go on certain spots of the colors. Or you can draft point scoring cards, or you can draft special tiles to go on your board. The trick of the thing is you're always going to get one of each of those things because there's four places in each of them and four different things. And so you're going to get buildings, you're going to get one of the special tilings, you're going to get, and so you're then going, well, which is the one I really want? Of that one, because if someone's going to get that ahead of me, that one's got four buildings, that's one's got two buildings, that's worth more. I don't really care about buildings, Matt. Right now, I want to expand this, and you're all, racing over universal and individual point scoring. It's got a lot of variety, lots of different worldwide cities, and it just has. Every time I've played it, and I've talked to new people, gamery people, family weight people, and they go, "It's quite fun, isn't it?" And I wouldn't be surprised if it disappeared entirely from
Sure.
my 50 next year, but it's quite fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's just nicely charming with just enough. Maybe that's what this list is. Maybe that's what 50 to 40 is. Just enough to go, huh? That's cool. Cities.
I see your just enough crunch to a, quite a heavy game for me. Um, my number 44, probably settling. It came on at 66. Last year was up to 36. This year, 44. Arc Nova. I've played it a bit more. I still thoroughly like it and have huge respect for it. Um, I, st I still don't think I need to own it because I know, so firstly, I know lots of people that do, and that that helps. But also, it is still just that slightest step beyond my intuition skill.
Mm.
Um,
Mm.
that I play with people that play a lot, which may help, may not. But like even drafting the special cards at the beginning for those five actions, I take what I like the sound of, not because it strategically works with everything else that I'm doing.
I,
And
I I still don't teach everyone that. That's
sure.
way, way, way down the line.
So I have a lot of fun doing what I'm doing. I'm just not doing it well. And I can still
Mm.
enjoy that and I can still appreciate that. And I know what I'm
Mm.
getting
Yes.
into. I'm not going in going, don't worry, this time I'm going to be better and then disappointed. I know that's how it's going to be. So I just have fun getting the animals and trying to do it. And I will try and improve and I will try and learn, but maybe I'll try and do universities a little bit more. Maybe I'll try and do the
Mm.
just that little bit more just to see how that goes. But the cards may or may not come up. The marine thing, swiping through the expansion solves a lot of
Right.
the initial issues. But yeah, it'll stay on the list, I think, but it'll be here-ish for me, Arc Nova.
Yes. Yes. I lost brilliantly the other day. My wife beat me because I got to the end of the conservation track, which meant even though if I'd scored my end of game conservation points, I would have won. But the rules are that you can't go beyond that
Sure.
because thematically,
Yeah.
you're creating an efficient and effective and soluble but conservating zoo.
Yeah.
And I had very little money coming in. ultimately. Well, my points difference was big. If I could have, but isn't that the case with the world? We'd love to do more conservation, but we just can't afford it. I was like, that is one of those moments, and Ark Nova will turn up again. Um, it just has theme and mechanic in spades.
Yeah.
And I was just like, wow, I've lost because I overstretched myself for conservation. Isn't that cool? I mean, sad for the world,
Bad.
but Um, all right, from the sublime to the ridiculous, my number 43 is not new to the list because it was on the list last year, but I didn't mention it because it was at 102. I'm not entirely sure what it's doing here today, but this is Stomp the Plank.
Wow.
This is a game that my youngest child owns. It's about it's basically Pontoon 21, stick or twist, right? If you get six, there's a small deck of cards, and if you get six different uh, colors, or it's pirate themed, so rubies and treasure maps and compasses. If you get six different ones, you win the game. If not, you get a two of a kind. You walk forward on a plank, and by the way, it's stomp the plank because you're little pirate elephants, and slowly, and the box is the pirate ship and all that. Slowly, your magnet that's holding you on will fall down.
Hmm.
But if you do stop a little bit sooner before the six, you can choose to put a barrel, a disc, on everyone else. And so to help them fall into the water. And it's just, again, just enough sort of pontoon push your luck sort of game to make you go, this is really fun. And it's a kids game, but it's really fun. And I've also got Flip 7, which does a very similar thing, and other games that will come up later, sort of push your luck. And this is just one we love to play, and adults love to play. And have you played this?
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's fun, right?
Yeah. Because sometimes you
Elephants.
just defy physics and you can't work out how. And yet,
No, because it's a kind of dexterity game as
yeah.
well. So it's dexterity, it's push your luck, it's pirate elephants. What could be better? 43.
My number 43 was 22 last year, but it was hot in last year at 22. It was a brand new game to me. Uh, it's again probably will settle around here. We'll probably stick around. This is Iki, a very again charming game um, of old Japan. I've played with the expansion. Doesn't need it at all. Does not need it. Its charm is its simplicity and speed, and it does that really well. At the two or three, four was still very fun, but two and three for me, um, kind of that trying to outthink the other person. Um, what are you going to do? How can I get in your way, but still achieve what I want to do? At four, that's a touch more chaotic. Um,
Mm-hmm.
there's a communal kind of fire is going to spread at various points. Bizarre, but I'm sure
Mm.
thematic to the setting. And so, how are you prepared for that, or are you just going to let stuff burn just because you've scored what you needed from it anyway? That kind of thing.
Mm.
But a lovely, beautiful, visually beautiful game. Nice,
Mm.
comfortable medium weight Iki.
Yeah, looking forward to trying that. I'd love to give that one a go. Number 42. Turns out this is like games I play with my kids at the moment. This is one that you gave my daughter last year, Disney Villainous,
Cool.
which I've enjoyed more than I thought I would. I thought it would be fine and it would be, theme I enjoy. I like Disney. Um, it's actually kind of really good. I'm a little bit taken aback at how good it is
Yeah.
and how accessible it is. It's along the line of something like Scythe, where it's action selection, but you can improve or make worse your action board. Or like, well, I get to do this action and this action. Oh, but someone's attacking me, so I'm going to do this action, and it's totally asymmetric and it totally works together. And I have played lots of asymmetric games that don't work anywhere near as well as this.
Yeah.
I think I think it's kind of ridiculous how good this is. And yeah, like I say, really accessible. Yeah, and it's a bit it's beyond my other two at the moment, but I can definitely see us aging up with it. It's and some of the asymmetric factions are definitely easier or harder than others. So you have to be a bit more canny about that. But it's a solidly good game. Have you actually played this?
Um, yes, I played the full one. You've got the introduction to either one, which cuts a couple of characters out, and then
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't know
the
how to get
Marvel one
what's
as
it called?
well.
Jafar. We're missing really.
Yeah, I've got the Marvel one as well, so we've played that a
Oh
little.
yeah.
But yeah, yeah, good fun. My 42 dropped again, was 21. This is just the way the shuffle works sometimes. It's been a while since I played. We've talked about it a fair bit, so I'll be brief. But Race for the Galaxy, just that very compulsive race. I always forget that, like building my little engine where I get to do stuff, forget that it's a race, just building 12 planets or technologies, and that's the game over.
Mm.
Um, but will always be very good. Action selection always works well for me, and having that tension of the cards and two player, you get to do a couple of things. Somebody gets a strong action, everyone gets a slightly weaker action. We'll see that again. Race for the Galaxy, solid at number 42.
All right, my number 41, last one for this list, is kind of the same as your one earlier, your number 50. This is probably one of the games I've played most in the year, but it's not new. But last year was 85. This is the highest it's ever been, but it was on the original list at 54. And I predicted then that I'd play it again in about 4 or 5 years. This is Thunderbirds
Yes.
because my son loves Thunderbirds and shockingly loves old Thunderbirds as well, not just Thunderbirds I'll Go. He loves the puppets and everything. And so this is a Matt Leacock game. It's a properly good co-op game. If you love the theme, as my son does, and I like, and you like, it's pretty damn good. I used to have it years and years and years ago. My wife didn't care about it, but now that he likes it, boy, we're back in number 41,
Yeah.
Thunderbirds.
My 91 is just like a play. Really like it. A thematic crossover. You had a kids pirate themed game. I've got a kids pirate themed game. Captain Flip has gone really well for me. It was 49 last year. It's just simple fun. You put your hand in a bag, you pull out a tile, you have to look at the side that you can see and decide, do I want that or do I want to flip it? That's the whole game. And you get special powers or scoring or whatever it might be. Super simple and so inexpensive and yet very easy to teach and have fun with, in my opinion. So yeah, still on the list, climbed a little bit, easy filler, Captain Flip.
72 for me. Great.
Great. That's the first 10. We're just going to keep rattling through these over the next few days, weeks, however long it takes us. So we hope you join us for it. Thank you very much for joining us this time. We'll be back with 40 to 31. Never can do backwards maths or just counting. It's not even maths. But we'll see you again next time. Bendita, this is Rick for Win Some Lose More. We'll see you. Bye.